Hey there, part two of the beginning video. Um, I think I left off at the age of 4, almost 4, us living in a hotel, my dad remarried, little sister possibly on the way. So I'm going to make things clear. I didn't have a shitty childhood my entire life. I had a lot of shitty moments that I will never forget. Um, I want to say, let's fast forward. Let's see, my sister was born in 1984. According to pictures, I was a very happy older sister to have a little sister. There is one picture in particular where I'm either holding my sister or I'm standing near her with my cousin Rihanna. And in the background is my sister's mom, giving me the dirtiest look. And it's on picture. Like every time I look at that picture, I think to myself, why the face and what is she thinking in that moment? Like, does it have something to do with me? Does it have something to do with my cousin Rihanna? Does it have something to do with, like, what? I need to post that picture. I need to post these pictures when I talk about them in videos. Like, I need to show them. But sometimes I just talk and I don't have anything ready. Okay, so sister's here. Mind you, I had to change her diapers. I had to do all that stuff. Like, my stepmom taught me how to take care of a baby when I was a child. So, like, I was my sister's babysitter. I changed her diapers. One thing I remember doing constantly as a little kid is in the middle of the night, because we shared a room. We finally moved into an apartment on Center Street. We were there most of my life until I was about 18. So from about 4 to 18, we were in this apartment. We shared a room. We had the master bedroom. We shared that. And when I was little, I would be so thirsty waking up in the middle of the night. And I would see that she was asleep. And I would drink the juice from her bottle. Like, I remember this clear as day. And I know it's so silly. It's so stupid. Like, what if she needed that? It wasn't anything malicious. I was just thirsty. And I always remember I didn't want to get in trouble. And the best way I can explain it is when we were little, the fear was instilled into us. Well, at least it was into me. Don't go downstairs without permission if your parents aren't awake. God, I don't know. Maybe they were afraid we'd fall down the stairs and break our necks or something. I don't know. But yeah, if the parents weren't awake, you don't go downstairs. So therefore, I couldn't go downstairs to get something to drink. Or at least I probably thought that I couldn't. There had to have been some reason why I felt that I couldn't go and get anything to drink if I was thirsty, and which led me to drink the juice out of my sister's bottle. Apple juice was so delicious in the middle of the night. It's so weird that I remember that, but that's a memory. Okay, so there's that. Now let's fast forward to, because I can't really remember anything except for like changing her diapers and her being a kid. I guess we can fast forward to, I don't know. Let's go into kindergarten for me. Actually, no, preschool for me. I have one fond memory. This preschool was down the street from my grandma's house on 162nd Avenue in San Leandro. I don't know if it's still there, but it was a preschool behind Thrift Town. And then there was a church in front of it. The church might still be there. I don't know if it's still there or not. I haven't been in that neighborhood in a while. So either way, I went to that preschool, and they had this area where there was a cot next to the windows. And I don't know if that was the nap area, the sleeping area. I just remember they had those drawn curtains that you see in the doctors where you go and get dressed behind. They had that. And I was with a schoolmate behind the curtain. Schoolmate was on the cot. Schoolmate was a male. I was the doctor. I don't know if his pants were down. I don't know what happened. All I remember is we got caught playing doctor. Preschool. There goes a memory for you. Okay, so now I'm going to fast forward to kindergarten. In kindergarten, I used to, during Pledge of Allegiance, and I had an imaginary friend back then, I used to hide in the closet. And we had these huge, I mean, they're huge closets. To a kid, it was a huge closet. To me now, I could probably fit in there with barely any room. But as a kid, it was a huge closet. There was like a whole bunch of them. It wasn't like a closet built into the wall. It was like a shelf of closets, if that makes sense. And I want to say there's like maybe 4 doors. And I would stand at the back of the class and I would make my way towards the closet and I would stand in the closet and I would stay there and I would wait until the Pledge of Allegiance was over. Because I was talking to my magical friend. I didn't want anybody else to see that because I didn't want to be embarrassed and then see me talking to my magical friend. I remember that. I remember not sleeping during nap time because I was just thinking, like constantly thinking. And I always remember that I really loved riding the tricycles in the little playground that we had. And one time I got in trouble and I couldn't, and I had to sit inside and do something. And I felt really left out. So that's kindergarten. I'm going to jump to 2nd grade because there's just one fond memory I have. Two fond memories I have in 2nd grade. So in 2nd grade in the 80s, lice became an issue. I don't think people really knew how to take care of it very well back then. I don't think the brand Nix was as strong or as effective as it is now. Like I said, this is just all me trying to recall what really went down. So, a lot of kids in the school contracted lice, including me, and my little sister got it, but she wasn't in school yet, but you know, we shared the same room. So, being that I don't think they really knew how to take care of it back then. Sorry, I'm looking for something here. Being that I contracted it, the only way my stepmom knew how to rectify the situation, because I believe it happened quite a few times, and she was probably really irritated with it happening. So one of her solutions was, and I don't know where she came up with this shit. One of her solutions was to douse my head in vinegar. To this day, I cannot stand vinegar. I can't stand the smell. I just can't stand it. And then she chopped off all my hair. I mean, like gone. Chopped it off. The shortest haircut I've ever had in my entire life. Like, and I've chopped my hair in my adult years. I mean, this was like short. Like, she chopped my fucking head, my hair off. And completely embarrassing. There was a kid in school. All the girls liked him. He was like the Ken doll of boys. And his name is Troy. I'm not going to say his last name, but his name is Troy. And I liked him, just like all the other girls. I thought he was so cute and so nice and whatever. And I guess one day with my short ass hair, I guess one day standing in line, I kissed him on the cheek. At least I kissed him on the cheek. I just had the balls and I kissed him on the cheek. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why I did it, but I did. And he punched me in the face. That was my first boy experience. Granted, I probably shouldn't have kissed him on the cheek, but I don't think it warranted a punch in the face. So I was the weird kid amongst him and his friends from then on out. And I would have to say that's probably when the bullying started with me in 2nd grade. And up until my adult years. Like, no joke. Up until, I mean, it actually happened like a couple of years ago. Somebody trying to bully me. the bullying that I went through throughout school it was crazy. I remembered, I remember um, feeling so alone and so helpless. I remember, especially in high school, begging my parents if I could do home studies, homeschool, whatever it was. Not that it would cost them anything, but my stepmom felt that I needed to have a social life and refused to pull me from the bullying and allow me to finish my last 2 years of high school in private studies. Um, the bullying I experienced throughout my life was physical, was mental, was verbal. There were times where I was shoved into lockers on a daily basis. I had gum thrown in my hair. I had people constantly shoving me and trying to beat me up. And because I wouldn't fight them, they picked on me more. I was shoved into traffic and almost hit by a car. My bully lived across the street from me for many years of my life, and that was just one of them. I had many bullies. In high school, I was bullied because of my last name. My maiden name is Garcia. Apparently, I don't look like a Garcia, but I'm Portuguese, so that makes me a Garcia. So in high school, the Mexican kids would threaten me and trying to say that I'm trying to be Mexican with my last name, and threatened to jump me. And there was even one time where my cousin came to the high school to escort me out of school because it got so bad, and basically to set the scene of to not mess with me because my family will come to the school and do something about it. A lot of my bullying I hid from my little sister because I didn't want her to hear about anything that I had to go through because I had to be strong. I was the older sister. I had to be tough. I also didn't want to be a victim. And it messed me up a lot. Like a lot. I didn't fight back because I was told that if I got in a fight at school, I would get in a fight at home. And my stepmom is the one who told me that. And I'll never forget those words because I couldn't defend myself at school. And I didn't know how to defend myself against her at home. And so anything to keep me out of trouble and from getting beat, I would do. I would obey. So that's why I say the fear was instilled into me at an early age. So now going back, as me and my sister are growing up, I protected her a lot because I didn't want anybody to hurt her how I was hurt. I didn't want anybody to touch her. I did anything that I could to prevent her from feeling the pain that I felt. Granted, her and I are 4 years apart. We share the same room. Growing up was hard. Her and I would get into fights all the time, and sometimes they would be physical because she would either pinch me or hit me, or she would do something to really set me off. And being that I'm older, I'm tougher, me hitting her back or hurting her back hurt a lot worse. But today she will tell you that she's a victim and that I abused her and that I used to beat her up. Apparently, being an older sister, protecting yourself, makes you an abuser when you become older. Get into that later. So I protected her as much as I possibly could. I didn't want anybody to do to her what was done to me because she was a very sensitive person.
She was so cute and so fragile and so innocent and so sweet. And I don't know what happened to that. I really don't know what happened to that. I mean, yeah, her and I didn't get along. That's what happens with siblings. You don't always get along. But I never beat her like she accuses me of. There's only one time I can remember in particular that I regret ever hitting her. I was about maybe 16, 17 years old. And I had to watch my sister because my parents went somewhere. And my sister knew that she was only supposed to stay in the apartment complex because I knew the friends, I knew the family. There was a playground for all the kids to play at. That was the rule. That was the rule with our parents, too. You stay in the apartment complex. You don't go anywhere else. My best friend Jenny can attest to this because she was there with me. I had to go look for my sister. I can't remember what it was for, but I had to look for my sister. I don't know if mom and dad were coming home or if it was just the fact that she had been away for too long, but my sister was missing for an hour. 1 whole hour. Can you imagine being 16, 17 years old, responsible for your little sister who is 4 years younger than you, and she has been missing for an hour, and you can't remember the last time you've seen her? So therefore, all the blame would be on me if something were to happen to her. My ass would get beat. My ass would get grounded. My ass was already sheltered as it was, and I had to lie to kick it. And I'll get into that more later. But she went missing, and I found out that she was across the street at these other apartment complexes because there was a boy over there that she had liked. So when she caught wind that I was looking for her, she came running over and was like, what? You know, I was over here, and pretty much she lied. Me and my best friend caught her in multiple lies because she kept spitting out lies. She was an avid liar, and she pretty much still is to this day. She lied a lot. And I mean, I get it. We had to lie to kick it. Her mom sheltered us so bad because of her upbringing, and she didn't want things to happen to us that happened to her, and I totally get it. But our friends that were younger than us were doing way more shit than we were allowed to do. And I'm not saying it was bad stuff. I mean, it was just normal things that kids wanted to do, like hang out at somebody's house or like go somewhere with somebody in their family or like just something really simple, you know? And we got told no a lot because of my stepmom's fears. And so therefore we had to lie to kick it. And so maybe my sister felt that she had to lie to kick it. Honestly, she could have asked me if she could have went across the street to hang out with her friends. I would have walked her ass over there myself and picked her ass back up. But no, she went missing for an hour and she lied about it. So when the lies kept spewing out of her mouth, something inside of me felt like a mom. Because mind you, I used to change this girl's diapers. I protected this little girl from all the little fuckers that wanted to fuck with her. I was the one knocking at people's door, waiting for them to answer, pulling them out of their house and beating their fucking ass for fucking with my sister. That's what I used to do. And I know some people can attest to that because I'm friends with them to this day. Either way, something inside of me just fucking snapped and she lied and I just slapped her across the face. It was a good slap because I cocked my arm back and I slapped her ass across the face. How I know it was a good slap? She let out one of those cries where they don't cry for a couple of fucking seconds and their face is just like, and then the scream comes out. I'm just like, fuck, okay, my bad. I hit you hella hard. Like, and I even remember apologizing immediately after. I was like, my bad. That got out of hand. I should have never hit you like that. That was the worst I ever touched my sister. Aside from the time where she attacked me when I was about 20 something, and I'll get into that later. That was the only time I ever hit her like that in my entire life. And I instantly felt like a piece of shit. And I instantly apologized for that. And I have never forgotten that moment to this day. I still feel bad about it. Like, I wish I never did that. But I was so angry. And I was so scared. And all the things that could have possibly happened were running through my head. And she just kept lying to me. Like, she just keeps lying over and over and over. And it's like, you're going to get the worst reaction out of me if you lie. Just tell the fucking truth. That's all you have to do. Just tell the truth. I'm your sister, not your parent. I'm going to understand way more than mom and dad is. Mom and dad are going to ground your fucking ass, and your ass ain't going to be outside for God knows how long because you went across the street and you were missing for an hour. They never knew about that. I never, ever told them about that. My dad now knows it because he's probably listening in wherever the hell he is since his passing. I don't know. Never told them about it. Protected her even from them. And still, I'm the asshole. It's insane. So, there's that for now. Being that I'm already heading on 22 minutes for this video and people really don't stick around for that much video time, I'm going to end this clip and I'll be back with part 3 later. So, later.